Right, hello, and this is a little video here of me testing this soldering practice board I got off Amazon, which I'll put the link in below. And I'm just testing here to see how it works and how it functions. I have a bit of practice soldering. So I've took out this little chip here. Let's see if I can get that on the screen. Using tweezers, it's really small. I think I'll start putting it over here. I'm working along. As a perspective, this is my thumb next to it, so we're really small soldering here. I'll just lift you up, I can show you the setup. So I've got a little magnifying glass here, got some of the strips of things to solder, soldering iron, a cup of tea, and yeah, and then I'll crack on. This is also the solder that came with it, which I understand has a flux already in it, so we'll test that out. So I believe this middle section is to put an LED lights in. However, the left and right hand side are just for practicing. You see that it says practice weld zone. That's what that bit's for. So I'm just going to wait for my soldering iron to warm back up again. And in the meantime, I will position some of these items so that they're a little bit more visible, so that I have a good line of sight on them. Yeah, so solder that one just onto there. Okay, so my tweezers here. Out soldering iron set to 40 degrees Celsius. Let's see how we go. So I think the first thing I'm going to try doing here is I'm just going to try and put a little bit of solder on the joints. Yeah, okay, I'm quite happy with that. And then I am left-handed, so I think I'll place this on first, roughly in place. Let's switch hands. I'll bring the soldering iron in with my left hand. I'll use the tweezers with my right hand just to hold it. So I've got that now. So let's just warm this bit up. Okay, and then let's try and drop that in there. Okay, let's just warm this other side up a little bit. Move the board around. Okay, give that a second to see if that's soldered on well. Oh, we've got it on. So looks like that's what this kit's about. So yeah, the solder does already have flux in it, which is very convenient. However, I'm not happy with how flush this is. It's a little bit lifted, so let's grab this, see if I can pull it off. It's one end, and there we go, that's it off. So yeah, I think it's probably going to be quite a good little board for practicing my soldering on. Okay, let's move this around a little bit. Just because the phone's recording, it's making it quite tricky to get the angle I'd like. Let's see if I can lift that up again. Spin the board around a little bit. Yep, there we go. That's on quite well. So the 40 degrees is doing it quite well actually. So I took it out of this little strip here. You can just see. So let's get another one out. I'm not sure the best technique to get these out, but I've just been pulling back, pulling the little, there's a bit of plastic film on the top. Just pulling this back up, so I've popped 2 out there. So I'll put 2 more on. And I'll put them on just underneath. It's just to show you guys what I can see here. Like I've got a little magnifying glass. So I'll lift the stand out. So I'm looking at it a bit zoomed in. I could do it without, to be honest. However, I'm quite liking using the magnifying glass. It just lets me really see what's going on with the soldering, how it's connecting to the joints, and how well that's worked. So, again, I'm just going to put a little bit on the surface. So I'm going for the columns 1, 206, and it's R2. Let's warm that up a little bit. A little bit more. Just a touch on. Yeah, that's lovely. A really light coat. Okay. Then let's grab my tweezers. Over here so I can grab it with the tweezers again. Okay, I've got it. Okay, that's slightly in place. Really, this could do with more solder now. I just want to warm up the other end. Just use my tweezers to just push it down. And this is the solder that came with the pack. The soldering iron and the magnifying glass I've had to buy separately. So I've got a good, a real good amount on here. It's bonding really well. I'm quite happy with how that's bonding. So again, let's give it a lift. Oh hey, happy days. Not a flat, so I'd work on getting flat. I'm not happy with the gap. Push it down a little bit. Okay, so I'm happy that's flat now, but I've got that little spike. Let's just see if I can smooth that out a little bit. Really, I should probably remove the excess. But, so that's a lot better now, nice and flat. Yeah, I'm quite enjoying this actually. So I think it's a really good way to practice. So it's definitely going to a much smaller scale. To show you some of the other parts, so we have some other parts. So I believe these black parts are to go in the middle. I don't know if I was going to get in focus there. Yeah, and like I said, it comes with a diagram. So zoom this out a little bit so you can see. And then I believe this is the diagram for the bit in the middle, so you can have a bit of a light show and understanding. Yeah, I'm quite happy. Do you know what? For practicing a bit of soldering, it's quite good. It's interesting. I quite rate it.